good morning, everybody, and thanks for stopping and visiting for a minute so I could explain how this is going to work. Welcome to Butterfly Gardens. My name is Gary Goyke, born and raised in Oshkosh, Wisconsin, but I live in Madison, and I have the honor of being the chair of our board of directors for Scenic Wisconsin. We have a lovely little website that I will encourage you to take a look at. Our founder is here. This is Mr. Charlie Mitchell from Wauwatosa. So we were founded as an organization back when the Highway Beautification Act was done some time ago, and we exist. We have a mission statement. We support the rustic road system. We support scenic byways. We have agricultural tourism. We preserve barns, and we fight some of the billboards, all those bookstore ones on Highway 41 and so forth. And we're honored here. We have some really good people to be here. Bernie Smith is with our board of directors. He drove in. He's an engineer from La Crosse. He drove in from Viroqua. Charles Clements is retired librarian for La Crosse and is also here from the board. Jason Haas. Jason was the chair of the Milwaukee County Parks System as a county board supervisor for a long time. Shirley Broadbender-Maddox is on our board. She was a member of the Oshkosh Common Council. And we have some other guests which we'll kind of introduce here at the very end. We are talking about Assembly Bill 322 and Senate Bill 334. Those bills were just introduced. Thanks to Representative Tittle. I'm going to turn it over from this point forward. So afterwards, just remember, if there are interviews, you can ask the people to talk to them or get their business card. But thank you. This is a very important endeavor. The legislature is adjourned till September 2nd, but there will be a public hearing. And the reason we'd like you to sign up, we'd like to keep you alerted as to when the public discussion on this will take place. Are you ready, Jack? Welcome, Jack Boyd. Mr. Appleton.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for coming to the Butterfly Gardens. Hello, I'm Jack Voigt, and I love monarch butterflies. I think we all do, don't we? Including my wife, Marty. So I have to introduce my wife as well. Stand up, Marty. Yeah, 13 years ago, we opened the gardens to the public, and it's been really an exciting venture here in those 13 years. Now is not necessarily at dawn, but maybe possibly our final year in business here. But hopefully we have some new people, new organizations to take over the gardens. But today we're here to talk about one thing: monarch butterflies. As I said, we opened the gardens 13 years ago, and the monarch butterfly is the focus of our gardens, of course. This particular photo was taken by our daughter, Carly Voigt, and she loves photography. She also loves monarchs, too. But she doesn't care for Wisconsin, but she loves Florida.
The cold.
The cold, oh yeah, the cold. And of course, she's like a monarch. Monarch butterflies, they fly south, right? But they come back, and so does Carly, comes back here too. So I'd like to thank the many supporters gathered here today to launch our campaign to pass legislation to make the monarch butterfly as our state butterfly. It will take a bipartisan support to pass the pending monarch butterfly bills. Thus far, there are 19 co-sponsors of the monarch butterfly bill in the State Assembly and the State Senate. Many of us have different reasons why we need to pass this important bill. I believe the iconic butterfly, the monarch, needs to be honored since so many of us want to preserve and to protect the monarch butterfly. The passage of this bill will create more public awareness for the need to increase the monarch population. For the past few decades, the population of the monarch had decreased considerably. to the point that many of us believe the monarch butterfly has become an endangered species. We need many different kinds of efforts to improve the current status of our iconic Wisconsin butterfly. The goal is achievable. We need political action. We need homeowners, businesses, environmental groups, farmers, and others to plant more milkweed. We need to focus on our mission to save the monarch butterfly before our iconic butterfly becomes extinct in Wisconsin and the Midwest. Our mission is clear. Our goal is clear. Now let us all take action. Please contact your state representative or state senator at this time to pass the monarch butterfly bill. Attempts were made 8 years ago, and then also last year, but it failed not because of action, but because we didn't get enough people to urge it forward. But I think the third time is a winning time to pass this bill. I really believe so. The monarch butterfly bill is apolitical. There are no state impacts upon state taxpayers. So why not? Yeah. It's a common sense idea that we need to protect our iconic butterfly, the monarch butterfly. In closing, I'd like to thank you for listening and hope all of you will join us and tell others as we move forward why this effort is so important. We all love monarchs. We also want future generations to enjoy the monarch butterfly. Also, I'd like to share a little bit of a moment with you as well today. I'd like to have my wife come here, please. We'd like to announce our anniversary. Today is 52 years. And she has a comment.
Oh, always. This section here are Jack's sisters and a brother-in-law, and they were at our wedding. And this is our daughter, Emily, who works out here at the Butterfly Gardens, and Terry Erdman, who works at the Butterfly Gardens. Emily, did you want to stand up or no? And
because I've been here since the beginning too. So.
Yeah. So I just want to say, I don't know if any of our speakers are going to say this, so I hope I'm not stepping on any toes. But to me, this place is important because of its educational presentation that we make to people. And the butterflies, birds, bees, butterflies, and bats, I don't know if you know this, but they help create over a third of the food we eat. And so when I have little kids out, I'll say, who likes watermelon? Raise your hand. Who likes strawberries? And so forth. And we go through a list, including who likes my favorite food group, chocolate? And all these you wouldn't have them if it wasn't because of birds, bees, butterflies, and bats. And so that's why we want to bring attention to this and helping to do this through promoting the monarch butterfly, because so many people love the monarch butterfly. So thank you all for coming. And there's a little sticker which has kind of like a stylistic representation of the monarch butterfly, also on my necklace, which a friend made. And I hope that later on you enjoy some of our cake, which my husband surprised me with.
So. Did he decorate it himself?
No. It came from festival food, so you know it's good.
Oh,
so,
wonderful.
Okay.
And it's chocolate, by the way. And chocolate frosting. So with that, I thank you all, and I hope you all have a great day, and we'll open the gardens up later on if you're interested in coming into the gardens and gift store area. And so it's my pleasure at this time to introduce our legislator that is really spearheading the campaign to make the monarch butterfly bill, Paul Tittle from Manitowoc. So at this time, let's welcome Paul Tittle.
You know, recently I spoke to a group and they said, "You're doing butterflies? Isn't there more important things to do?" And I said, yes, but we can do multiple things. We are multitaskers. So I think back and somebody asked me, well, why the Monarch? And I paused for a second and it's like, I don't know, because I couldn't name another one, another butterfly. Everybody knows of the Monarch butterfly. And I think back to my fourth grade teacher, Mrs. Cornick, on her own, separate from school day, we would go out and catch butterflies and insects and all that stuff, a fourth grade teacher. So this goes back 50 plus years, probably back to when you were married, 52 years. But I think it's an honor to bring this forth, and I'm so glad you brought up you didn't really step on our toes, you reminded us what the importance of this is. It's not just about making the Monarch our butterfly, it's about pollination, it's about everything we eat. And so this is a good thing for Wisconsin. We have a state cocktail, we have state flowers, we can have a state butterfly. And I think the Monarch is majestic and it is deserving of the state butterfly for Wisconsin. With that, I will induce, I don't speak long, just so you know, but I will do interviews after. But now Alder Denise Fenton, City of Appleton, District 6. Welcome, Denise.
Good morning. Thanks to Jack and Marty for hosting us on this gorgeous day in this beautiful venue. Thanks to Representative Tittle and Senator Cabral Rivera for introducing the Monarch Butterfly Bill. Whenever I see a monarch, and for those of you in Appleton, you'll get this, I remember my late colleague, Alderperson Joe Martin, whose tireless efforts led to the city of Appleton being recognized as a monarch city, adding to our bird city and bee city designations. I know he would be overjoyed at the state of Wisconsin giving monarchs their due, and would likely crow a bit about Appleton being first. Thanks also to the Office of Representative Lee Snodgrass, who reached out to me about this event. Lee has been a champion for pollinators, of which the Monarch is a very able one, since she was first elected to this assembly, and as a constituent, I'm grateful to her and the other members of the Wisconsin Pollinators Coalition for their package of bills designed to protect all pollinators and increase awareness of their importance. Education is so important. I appreciate Senator Goyke and Scenic Wisconsin for accepting me as a poor substitute for Lee this morning. Our daughter, son-in-law, and granddaughters are visiting this week. They're back in the back with my husband. So I shopped for the girls' favorite healthy foods and some that K-Pop and I slip to them when mom and dad aren't looking. Having this event on the schedule made me more aware of the huge numbers of foods, and Marty did step on me just a bit, that are dependent on pollinators like butterflies, bees, and even wasps and bats. I know that you've probably heard that 1 in 3 bites of food, like 5 minutes ago, we eat are dependent on pollinators, and as I went through the store picking up apples, blueberries, bananas, and melons, I realized that the number is probably even higher for the 3 to 7 set. More reading sent me into full panic. Both coffee and chocolate are deemed pollinator essential. Yields would be reduced over 90% without pollinators. What can we do? First, we can support legislation like the Monarch bill we're talking about today and the pollinator protection bills from Representative Snodgrass and the Pollinator Coalition. Second, we can plant native species like you'll see around here to provide food and habitat. And third, we can eliminate or sharply reduce our use of chemical pesticides and herbicides in our own environments. I personally would keep some crabgrass if it helped me keep coffee and chocolate. Thanks so much to everybody for being here.
We also must recognize another individual I've known for a long time, and that is Steve Wickard, who served us in this community for a long time as well. And also, he's going, huh?
And your daughter, who's on the Calumet County Board.
And, oh, I'm sorry, Emily.
Yes, it's been, how many terms now? I don't know, at least 3.
She probably see my political experience, but we'll see what happens. But also, it'd be remiss also not to recognize Senator Rachel Cabrera of Appleton. She's unable to make it today, but she said these comments regarding, she's also the co-sponsor of the bill on the Senate side. And she said, by making the monarch butterfly an official state symbol, we honor not only its beauty, but our responsibility to protect a species that has faced decades of decline. Let's get it done now. All right?
Yes.
So, let's do it. So this sort of concludes things, but again, at this time, I'll turn the podium back to Gary Goyke.
And Jack, what do you have open? Some of the stations would like to show the butterflies, and what would you advise everybody? The pizza will be here in a few minutes. She picks it up at 11:30. I don't want you to leave, otherwise there's going to be a lot of pizza left over. But socialize a little bit, get some pictures. Help us spread the word on social media. I also, Representative Rickard served in the State Assembly for 12 years here from the city of Appleton. Yes, ma'am.
I was wondering, is there a state butterfly now?
No.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I'd also like to mention Larry Kane, our beekeeper, by the way. He has a business called Kane's Honey, but he also served in this, what is it? The Pure Cane. Pure Cane? Pure Cane, okay.
Instead of pure cane sugar.
Well, we tell people out here if you have cane honey, it's because the honey comes actually from the various plants, nectar of our native species of plants. Because honey does change taste depending upon where the bees are actually pollinating the flowers. And they come in, and so Larry said this is one of the best sites for. He has beehives other place in the county. He says this is the best place to have a hive because they just love our plants, and you'll love his honey as well. So, and you have a question? Yeah.
I do, because I was talking to you earlier and you said that the GOP was very much on board with these bills. I'm touched, is the butterfly bill separate from the pollinator bill?
Yes.
Yeah.
And are Republicans on board with the pollinator bill?
You'll have to ask the lead author on that.
Yeah, there are some that
But there's not enough
so
pollinator
this legislation here that Representative Tittle has brought, we received an endorsement from the Wisconsin corn growers on Thursday, which was a big surprise, so it's very positive. There are 19 sponsors of the bill, and what Representative Tittle and the Senator wanted, split it in half. So the Speaker Boss is an author of the bill, along with more liberal members.
Of which bill? Because there's the pollinator bill and then there's the butterfly bill.
I'm talking about the butterfly bill. There are 7 pollinator bills which are now separate. Yes.
I noticed that on the co-sponsors, I think there were 8 Republicans and 7 Democrats on the Assembly side, and right now, I think 2 and 2. 2 and 2 on the Senate side? Okay. Who's the other? Can you tell me those names? Or
Yes. Well, Senator Carpenter and Senator Larson
are on the Democratic side, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Again, I said before, this is to be apolitical, but it seems in our world today, everything's political, and it should not be. I say to people, when I was the state treasurer, money was not red, was not blue, it's green. It still is. I say monarchs are not blue or red.
They're green.
They're orange.
One more question about butterflies, okay? And then we'll turn it over to Chris. Go ahead.
If any other state has implemented a program to save a species, are we like the first ones to put this all together, or are we following someone else's lead?
There are other states that have a state butterfly.
There are 7 other states that have the monarch butterfly, and in fact, Minnesota, Illinois, and Michigan are also states that recognize the monarch butterfly as their state butterfly. So, again, we're not plowing new ground, we just want to support the Midwest in its efforts, because the Midwest is a key component for monarchs because even Western monarchs are in drastic worse shape than we are. But the point is that monarch butterflies in the Midwest only will live here and fly to Mexico and back here. They don't fly to Florida because there's Florida monarchs. There's monarchs also in Hawaii, for example. And so, in a way, there's different species. There's some species inside the monarch butterfly species, but they're all monarchs. But for some reason, our monarchs only fly to Mexico. They don't fly to Florida or to fly to Mexico.
Show the map.
Well, again, here's the. You want to see a bit later the migration out. So
Let's,
and this time we'll go in and have, if you wanted to see the gardens,
Yeah.
and then we'll serve pizza. Okay.
all right, come back to this room or sit and visit. I'll put some waters and sodas out too for everybody, so. Thank you.
Thank you.